I'm really fascinated by how these little tiny microorganisms affect whole ecosystem function, because, you know, they're bacteria basically. Why is this happening, and how can we change our practices to alter it? I had kind of a circuitous path to my current career. I was studying Eastern European literature or something like that, I think, at the time, not at all what I'm doing now. But all my roommates were marine biology majors. And I'd go out with them and do field work, and I saw a couple of really interesting things on the west coast of Florida at that time. One of them was red tides, which is a large algal phenomenon that causes big fish kills and toxicity and respiratory distress and things like that. And from that point, I was just sure that I wanted to work on algae, and specifically in the context of their feedbacks and impacts on ecosystem processes in aquatic systems. It's almost cliche to say it, but lakes are really canaries of the landscape. They respond very rapidly to what we do to the landscape. And so they're really excellent indicators, early warning signs kind of larger scale change. A lot of the work I do is using these algae and cyanobacteria identifications as a tool to better understand what's happening at an ecosystem scale. My research spans local, Lake Champlain and lakes in the region, to regional scales of what's going on in lakes in the Northeast, to global scales. I collaborate with limnologists all over the world to answer larger scale questions about what's happening or how lakes are responding to climate change.
Okay, yeah, as long as you know, that's fine. Today, the purpose of the trip today is just to become familiar with limnological sampling equipment. How we collect water samples, different types, other Secchi discs to measure water clarity.
I also teach undergraduates in limnology and other water-related courses on the Melisira and out on the lakes, allowing them to develop their own research questions and form hypotheses and test things, you know, and work with real data. You know, day to day, unfortunately, I spend a lot of time behind a computer analyzing data and writing, but when I do have the chance to go out in the field, we do a lot of work on Lake Carmi and other local lakes where we'll go out and collect algae samples. This is kind of the fun part of my job, right? We go out in the field, we're out on the lake. We're collecting a variety of different samples for nutrient analysis, for biology, like phytoplankton and whatnot. But then we've got to take them back and analyze them. And so basically do some experimental work to complement just the environmental observation and manipulate things and push them in different directions to get a better idea of how they would respond to different conditions if they were to change in the lake. I love working with students. So, working with these two and other grad students is one of my favorite parts of the job, just because they're going to be doing this when I'm done. And so thinking about what they're excited about and training the next generation is really, really important. Even when they text me late at night. And
I don't think I would do this with a different advisor.
No, yeah. Thank you. I mean, there are major challenges being a petite Puerto Rican woman and going into rural Vermont. Like, that's a big, that's a big challenge, and it has been since I've been here. I've had all kinds of strange interactions in the field. I'm from South Florida. I've worked all over the place, but coming from those kind of environments here has been like a bit of a learning curve to figure out how to how to be taken seriously, I guess, or how to say, yeah, I belong here. This is very important because there's a lot of lakes in the world like Carmi. And so it's really important. What's happening on Carmi isn't just Carmi, it's relevant to all lakes like this around the world, and, you know, the future of our freshwater.